It sounds like it's not your first time being tied up.
Shh. Shh, shh, shh. It's your turn to
Oh, is it for me?
consider yourself fired.
Why are you winking at me?
Consider yourself fired.
Hello, and welcome to the JT and Drew Show. I'm JT.
And I'm Drew.
And we're two nobodies talking about nothing.
Consider yourself fired.
Hey, bud, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Woo!
That was a wonderful intro. And like I said, hurry up, I don't have much time.
Hey, that's what she said.
But
she's 22, so either way.
At least it's legal.
At least it's legal. Hey, speaking of the law,
Yeah,
I don't know where I was going with that.
I have no idea.
Did you know that we have some updates on this episode about some of these woke companies?
Again with the updates. We just posted one.
I don't know if you know how news works.
It should be one and done. It's like me.
No, I mean, I don't know if you know how it works, because I don't. That's what I'm asking.
No, not at all. But they keep pumping it out, and so we're going to keep talking about it.
As long as it's legal.
Yes, sir. And this one is, I can't remember the last time we updated or we told you about this particular company who had Pride outfits out, Target.
Yes.
I think that was what, 2 weeks ago, if I'm checking my watch correctly? Maybe?
Yeah, it was a couple episodes back.
Yeah. Update news. So Target, if I grab the right mouse here, Target has lost $10 billion with a B. That's bravo for some of you guys who still like to speak the lingo. $10 billion.
$10 billion.
Yes.
Wow,
in
that's
profit, sales, and stock crashes.
That's a lot.
That is a lot for a quarter.
That'll make a company reconsider, or it should.
It should, but I don't know if it really will. Because how long can people boycott for, right?
Yeah, some people, they're for the cause, and then they kind of get tired of it, and then they realize, it's whatever. I like the store anyway. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, it's better than Walmart,
Yeah.
So
but you said $10 billion.
Yeah, 10.
Last
billion.
I checked, it only took them about 10 days for that to happen.
Yeah.
So that's average $1 billion a day. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. So I don't know about you, but if I lost $10 billion in one day, I would be freaking out.
In 10 days, yes, me too.
So I'm not sure if Target took our advice, which it doesn't sound like they did.
No.
But maybe they should. Or maybe they should contact, I know a company that does consulting.
Ooh, yeah. I've heard of these guys.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of them, though.
Yeah, I don't know how legit they are, but they're good people.
They are good people.
They're good people.
So we'll find out the name and we'll get it to you, Target.
So according to Target, everybody's doing their DEI stuff, their diversity, equity, inclusion stuff, right? Because, we want to make sure all voices are heard. Everybody has a say, yada, yada, yada. I don't discredit the company for wanting to take care of their employees. That they should be taking care of their employees.
Yeah.
It's when they get away from what they do and they start doing it with politics. If you are Sonic and you make fast food, Stick to making fast food. I don't care about your politics. I don't want to hear about your politics. I just want your food. If you are Target and you sell home goods and clothes and toys and whatever, then do that because you have the capability of doing it well. So just stick to that. Why is that hard?
I don't know how far back of the times you are, but they now have the super Targets that sell groceries.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's been a while since you've been to the Metroplex, but
yeah,
they're
I'm
all
still under
around
that
there.
rock. Well,
Yeah.
according to Target's CEOs or their leadership, with all these DEI initiatives, they were saying that they're just good business decisions, and that it's the right thing for society, and it's the great thing for our brand. It's so great they lost $10 billion in 10 days.
Yeah.
Again, I'm all for companies taking care of their people investing in their companies, companies leaving a green footprint, wanting to step outside of their lane a little bit and help the local community or the environment, that kind of thing. But when you have them, this is the right thing for society, again, what are you doing here?
Yeah. What society are you talking about?
What is your job? Stick to your job.
Yeah.
Golly, that's just insane, man. $10 billion in 10 days.
Yeah.
That'll leave a dent.
Yeah, it sure will. And there are more companies that have gone woke that have lost money.
Yeah.
And one of them, a big one, has been in the news, Anheuser-Busch, with their brand Bud Light.
Bud Light, not real men of genius, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bud Light lost more than $15 billion and over 23% of its stock.
Yeah.
Or their stock valuation in just 6 weeks. After they partnered with What's His Nuts and branding and marketing, all that stuff. And since then, I can't recall if they fired or just put them on leave, but their heads of marketing and I think it was
Vice
the VP
president.
of marketing or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was vice president and their head of marketing. I think they just put them on kind of like administrative leave. I don't think they've actually fired them.
It sounded kind of like we had no idea this was happening. That nobody communicated that. Seriously, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Another one. This one's kind of spicy.
Okay.
I don't know if I should share it, but do you remember we were just talking about this the other day, the LA Dodgers?
Yes.
So they were going to have this supposed group of, what are they, like drag queen nuns come out and do a little show.
Yeah.
So now there is a Catholic group, and I forgot the name, but it's like the largest in the country or in the world. I don't know. And they have a $1 million boycott campaign against the LA Dodgers for this, because it has nothing to do with Catholicism. They are basically, doing blasphemy. They're making a mockery of it in the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just no bueno, man.
It's not. It's really not. And it seems to be a trend, right? You go woke, you go broke.
Well, a couple more for you. Disney, ever heard of her?
Oh, maybe.
Disney's stock price has fallen by nearly a third as of May 2023. They lost 4 million. They lost 4 million Disney Plus subscribers.
Yes.
Which, what happens when the company stops bringing in money, right? You have to reevaluate your company. Yeah. So they had to lay off about somewhere around 7,000 people and have a $1 billion reduction in capital investments.
Well, the CEOs and the board members still need their triple, quadruple paycheck. So.
Oh, well, got to take care of mom and dad first.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Oh, well, who didn't see that coming? When you stop mailing off DVDs.
Yeah, please be kind. Rewind. Hello. Their stock price fell by about 2/3 last year, and supposedly they've lost more than 50 billion in market capitalization since they started going more woke and politicizing the content that they've been airing and pushing out there to the masses.
Yeah. Well, they've come back up, but it's like they've only recovered like maybe half of their profits?
Yeah. They're definitely not in the same place that they were.
No. Well, Netflix maybe need to start mailing off DVDs again.
Well, and it's kind of a crappy situation for them because now they're not the only guys on the block anymore.
No, yeah.
There's all these other streaming applications.
Yep. And
I know
Netflix
tons of people who
oh.
don't have Netflix. They have, a bunch of other things.
I don't have Netflix, but
Yeah.
I haven't had Netflix for years, so way before this. But
Yeah.
when they stopped having their $8.99 streaming, like unlimited streaming or whatever, I think they brought it up to like $10.99, I believe it was. I was like, nope, that's too much, but I'm cheap, so.
Those are your pronouns. I'm going to read you a quote here from Newsweek.
Okay.
And then I'll give you my translation of it, if you will. And you
Please.
mentioned it earlier, so if you're listening to the show, see if you can point it out. Or maybe see if you get to where I'm going with this sooner than when I get to it. So, Newsweek said, quote, "Across the corporate world, the lesson is clear. Messaging support for radical ideologies antagonizes far more Americans than it attracts. Those who are offended readily spend their dollars elsewhere, while woke executives shake their heads, lose their jobs, and watch profits flow to competitors smart enough to stay out of politics." End quote. Translation?
You go woke, you go broke.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say rightly so, but you should not put politics in your company.
Well, no, if that's not your company, don't do it.
Yeah, if you're not...
It's okay to have a stand as a private citizen, have an opinion, have a whatever, but as your company, when you're making those decisions for your company, you have to realize that right, wrong, indifferent, whichever side of the aisle you fall on, there are going to be ramifications or repercussions.
Right. Yeah, you can believe in whatever you want on your personal time. Don't throw it in company time.
Yep, and that's where a lot of these guys are slipping up. They're wanting to partner with these other folks because they think it's gonna, the squeaky wheel getting the oil, like we've said a million times on the show. But they're finding out, hey, that one squeaky wheel, even though it is a little bit of a problem, I have 100 other wheels that squeak a little bit louder when I only pay attention to this one. Maybe I should not just cater to this one area.
Well, you'll either learn or you won't.
Yeah, very true.
So, but yeah, so that's the latest. Oh, one more for you. Kohl's. Yeah. I don't have any of the numbers. It was something that was thrown at me just before we came on. But Kohl's apparently had a little pride thing, and they have lost some profits in this quarter as well.
Well, and I don't want folks to get the wrong impression. I don't think we are saying don't have pride stuff in your stores, or
not at all.
We hate you if you have this way of thinking, or this is your lifestyle, or you're less than a human, or nothing like that whatsoever.
We're just providing the facts.
Providing the facts, and it's when the stores are politicizing it in a way that they are shoving it down your throat. It's like, hold on a second. I don't want that. As a consumer, I don't care about that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
As the consumer, people can say, well, go shop somewhere else then if you don't like it. Okay, well, we will. But also, you are providing a product in hopes that we will buy it.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
I'm going to say something that kind of is near and dear to my heart and it has nothing to do with pride. But does anybody remember Butterfingers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Yeah, good old Bart Simpson. Did you know a couple years ago they changed their recipe on that?
What?
And yeah, so when people emailed the company saying, hey, we don't like this, please change it back, the company said deal with it or don't buy it. And since that has come out, I haven't bought one. I bought one, realized it was different. It didn't have like the same taste to it that I liked, that, you know, it like sticks to your teeth and you get to like scrape it off with your tongue later on. Didn't do that. And it tasted funny. I was like, ooh, maybe I got a rotten one. So I did some research and found that out. And I was like, oh, guess what? Guess who's never buying a Butterfinger again?
This guy.
Yes, this guy right here.
Yeah. Well, you remember, when was it? Shortly after 9/11 popped off, the Dixie Chicks. They were real popular in the country music scene, or pop country music, or whatever you want to label it.
Yep.
And then they went to Europe and they started talking bad about our country and our president at the time. And people did not like that because they were overseas and they're getting political. They're not just sticking to the music.
Yep.
So people stopped buying their stuff, or they bought it and they were posting videos of them destroying it.
Yeah.
And they were getting very upset, the Dixie Chicks were, and complaining about, oh, how dare people. Again, you have to remember, when you're providing the service or the good to be sold, it's not an automatic thing. You are doing that or providing it or whatever the case is in hopes that people will like it enough to purchase it, to listen to it, to interact, whatever. And vice versa. People are wanting to go and spend their money on things that they enjoy and that they like and that they agree with. So if you just stick to your business, there shouldn't be any problems.
No, sure shouldn't. So, hey, did you hear?
What's that?
NASA has a study group on UFOs.
So the Earth is flat.
Is not flat. UFOs, not flat Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they came out with a group of independent group of scientists that work for NASA, and they came out and were saying, we had like 800 cases and only about 2 to 5% of them were actually like unidentified. They changed the wording. I don't know if anybody's noticed this. It is no longer UFO. It is UAP.
UAP.
Yeah, unidentified anomalous phenomenon. Exactly. I think, personally, I think they're making a mockery of it. I could be completely wrong, 100%, but it's been UFOs for years, so don't change the words. And
what's next, E.T.?
Yeah. I have an E.T. living here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't know if you had heard about it or if you had read into it at all. But they came back and said, yeah, we really don't think there's really much out there, or we need better data to say.
Yeah, looking at this article, it looks like they said that there's absolutely no convincing evidence of extraterrestrial activity in any sightings to date.
Yeah.
But didn't we just have recently, and correct me if I'm wrong, so don't correct me, but didn't we just have recently the U.S. government coming out and telling us that there were UFO sightings and that there were...
You are wrong, sir. It was the Pentagon.
The Pentagon.
They're not the U.S.
government.
Yeah, and well, that's a different part of the government, came out and said, "Yeah, we have no idea what these things are, and they're real." And then Congress, Marco Rubio, was like, "All right, we're gonna go ahead and push for more information," and they slid it in one of the COVID bills that former President Trump, had pushed through. And they said, "Hey, you got 180 days to give me a report on it." And a 9-page report came out, and pretty much just saying, "Hey, we need more evidence." So then NASA comes out and they do their own study. They, of course, put a joke in there. I don't know if anybody caught that, where they were saying a pilot flew past what he believed was a UFO, and they had to go around, and it wound up being a Bart Simpson balloon. I was like, oh, okay. Which is kind of what made me think, oh, okay, NASA is not taking this serious.
Okay.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah. So maybe more developments on that, but as of right now, again, I don't think NASA's taking it serious. I watch a lot of unexplained files, UFO stuff in my spare time to take a nap. So I learn a lot.
Well, it helps you use the foil up too.
No, I get mine from Sam's Club, so I have quite a bit.
Ooh, you could cover the windows this summer.
I'm not allowed to.
They just don't understand how insulation works.
They really don't.
Golly.
Yeah.
Speaking of
space,
loss of credibility, insulation not working.
Yeah.
North Korea.
Oh, my favorite people not.
Yeah, I mean, I like the food. The food's, well, sorry, not North Korea. They don't have much there. South Korea, the food is good. So it looks like North Korea made a first attempt at putting a spy satellite into orbit.
Ooh.
And I say first attempt because they failed. However, interestingly enough, Kim Jong-un admitted to the failure, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, that's odd.
Because, this would be one of their big military capabilities. They're able to launch a spy satellite and put it into orbit.
Well, hold on. Now, wouldn't you think? I mean, they're launching ICBMs, long-range missiles, and they're saying, "Oh, it was a success," because they go over Japan and then they just drop it in the water, or just before Japan and drop it in the water. But wouldn't you think? and I'm not a rocket scientist, but if you can launch one of those, you should be able to put something into orbit, because an ICBM should go into lower orbit before it drops back to Earth, right?
80%, baby.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. Yeah, very interesting. On a side note with that, it did say in the article that North Korea notified Japan prior to, I think it was a week or 2 weeks prior to them launching this, that, hey, we're going to launch this. Just want to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
So the headlines can kind of be misleading. Again, got to do your research. But overall, it was just interesting. North Korea is kind of like the little brother that couldn't. They see Big Brother playing with fire and they want to do it too, and then they suck at it.
Yeah.
But they want the recognition. They want the, well, he did it, I want to do it too, dang it.
Yeah.
So maybe one day they will get a spy satellite into orbit. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Did you hear that South Korea sent out an alert when North Korea launched this spy satellite, or attempted?
Yeah.
They sent an alert out to all their people around Seoul saying imminent danger, or take cover, or get out.
Yeah.
And, as many rockets as North Korea launches in a year and a month, they send out an alert on a spy satellite.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
Or it doesn't.
And living in South Korea for a little while, you learn, or maybe it's just the military side, I don't know. But the people in Seoul, like if North Korea was going to do something completely devastating to the South, you pretty much don't have a chance.
Yeah.
In Seoul, like you just, by the time you say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious,
it's done.
Yep. Because I was about, I don't know, 3-ish hours south of Seoul.
Okay.
And they told us, they're like, yeah, North Korea launches anything, you got about maybe 3 minutes before you're dust.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that happens.
It does. C'est la vie.
Yep. Oh, Sherry. Well, bud, it's been great.
Yes.
That's today.
It has been great.
Okay. Thanks for putting up with me on this report. These updates.
Absolutely.
So
always interesting.
Yeah, try to get it out to the people as quickly as possible. So happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
And we will see you soon. Bye. Bye. As always, we'd like to say thank you for stopping by and listening to the podcast.
Yeah, we realized that you could have been doing anything way more productive, but you chose to waste your time with us.
We look forward to talking about absolutely nothing with you next time.
If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, please email us at
jtandrewshow@gmail.com or visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/jtdrewshow.